Good evening, everyone. I just have to take this off due to the fact that last time I put it on most of the time and they cannot hear well. So this fixed the problem, right? Okay. Well, welcome to our Wat Phra Dhammakaya, London today. And I hope you enjoy our session tonight. Hopefully, come back again for more meditation. Today, as we are about to approaching full moon and also Valentine as well, so I have prepared some good story. Many of you may have wondering about love in Buddhism, because Buddhism tend to have the opposite way to the West. Love is happiness. Love is completeness, if you have found. However, in Buddhism, love is suffering. What does that mean, love is suffering? So maybe we can find something on this today. But before we do that, let's do our meditation first. Since you already stretched, maybe you are ready then, right? So today I'm going to meditate first, and then we are going to meditate, do checking meditation experience and also wisdom for tonight, then Q&A. If anyone have questions in regard of the meditations and what I'm presenting today, we can discuss or talk after our session. Good? Okay, let's do our meditation. Oops. I think I forgot something. Maybe not. All right. I'm just going to use some ambient sound to cut distraction in case if there's some noise that can make you losing your focus. You can listen to the ambient sound to help you be more calm and focused. Okay? Now let us begin our meditation. In case if you are new, please make yourself comfortable. Sit in a way that you feel just right, balanced for you. Then gently close your eyes. Follow my guidance, and you will be fine. And adjusting yourself, sitting in a relaxed and comfortable position where you won't feel any tension on your body. So relax very truly, beginning from the top of your head. Relax down to your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Loose your eyelids. No need to use your eyes or try to see or look inside during the meditation. And making your face feeling soft, making your head feeling light. Continue down to your neck and shoulder. Then adjusting your back and body, allowing yourself feeling comfortable, light and refreshed. relax both of your arms all the way down to your hands. Continue further down to your legs, your knees, and all the way to your feet completely. Making your whole body feeling most comfortable and balanced. It is quite important to find the balance in the beginning. The feeling that you want to stay and be in this position as long as you like without moving or adjusting. This would make you progress easier to the inner peace inside, because the body, when it is relaxed, it would help the mind to become settled, calm, and easier to let go. When you are done adjusting yourself, continue to adjust your mind. Begin by take a deep breath. Slowly breathing it out, making yourself relax both body and mind. By imagine that you are alone in this place, somewhere in the nature or somewhere that you like to be by yourself. Make you feel calm, peaceful, yet relaxed, comfortable, as if you are the only one in this world. Then allow the mind, your consciousness or awareness, to come back to yourself and maintain it inside. Allow the mind to rest. Enjoy its moment of inner peace. So allow your mind to be within at any point of your preference, anywhere that you like to begin to rest your mind inside. If you like, resting your mind inside yourself, around your abdomen, the most balanced to rest your mind and maintain the mind within while stay relaxed all together. Should your mind wandering outside, Don't worry. You can always bring the mind back without forcing. Simply, lightly imagine the sun shine where you rest the mind. Observe the sun in place of your mind and making yourself become an observer. Observe peacefully without react. Should your mind wandering, you can always imagine the sun back. And in case you have thoughts, you may use the mantra to calm your mind. Recite it inside yourself without saying out loud. You may use your own mantra, or you may use the following mantra to calm your mind. Allow yourself to focus and calm down. The mantra is Samma Arahang Samma Arahang Samma Arahang. Continue recite the mantra until the mind has calmed down or the mantra fades away by itself. Enjoy the silence with the nature. Enjoy your mind to rest within. So let us find in ourselves inner peace together in this moment until the appropriate time. Stay still while maintain the balance of mindfulness and relaxation. When the mind comes to a standstill, peace and joy would arise, fill into your mind, and expand these to your body truly. The mind, when finding inner peace, it would find its own way to love openly, freely, without any condition. So sharing your peaceful feeling, sharing your loving kindness to everyone that you love, beginning with yourself, to your family and friends. Expand your feeling, your positive energy, like a ripple of water. Expand as far as you can, making the whole world be at peace. The mind, when it's finding peace, it would find its own way. Sharing loving kindness, starting from yourself in this place, expanding to your home, your neighbor, your town, your country, eventually the whole world. Sharing loving kindness with them all. A feeling reaching everyone to be free from suffering and all kinds of dangers. May everyone loving one another like a family. Spending these few moments spreading our loving kindness before the end of meditation. Take a deep breath. Slowly breathe, think it out. Maintain the mind within yourself. So that way you can have the mind to be with inner peace wherever you go. We nearly come to the end of our meditation, and as a tradition, the monk would give the blessing, signify the end of the session, giving the blessing in Pali, ancient scripture. Once finished the blessing, you can say sadhu and open your eyes slowly. Sappa Buddhanupavena, Sappa Dhammanupavena, Sappa Sankhanupavena, Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. You can now open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoy your session with me tonight. Hopefully it wasn't too long, just about exactly 30 minutes. In case you want, Venerable, it's too short for me, I can go longer. Come for Thursday, 45 minutes, okay? All right. Well, I hope you enjoy now. Before we start on our session today, allow me to check your meditation experience so that way I can give you some tips in general so that everyone can go back and using this as you were practicing. And in case if you have questions about your experience after the session, or you can talk to me in personal if you like, or we also have our mentor around, Mr. Pet, Pare. She can also be your friend to giving you guidance. Or if you have questions, I'm too shy to ask Venerable directly, can you ask him for me? Sure, that's fine too, okay? Feel open to, because that's what we are open the temple for. Now, as for those who are experience relaxation, at least feeling light, your whole body light. Raise your hand, please. Okay, very good. Anyone experienced like time fly by very fast, feeling like your body disappear? Okay, good. Now, tough question. Anyone feeling joy or feeling like your mind is so bright and happy in this session? Good? All right. Good? Okay. Just 1 second or 2 seconds also count, because that's how our nature is. If we don't practice for every day, it won't be that long, but at least bit by bit is also count. Now, last question. Anyone falling asleep? No? Some? Okay, that's all right too. Sleeping is not bad, but it can be fixed, and it can also help to progress too. But you must do one thing. When you know that yourself falling asleep, don't stop meditate yet. When you realize, the meditation and everyone still meditate, go on and meditate. Okay? Most people, when they're falling asleep, they wake up, quit. So it is said by our master, and many experienced people mention that when our mind is losing the balance between mindfulness and relaxation. It's not in the balance. For this case, the mind too much relaxed. Also the body as well. When it's relaxed, it's just lose the balance and falling asleep. If you do not know whether you are asleep or not, don't worry. If you open your eyes after the meditation and you don't remember anything, that's most likely falling asleep. Okay? But if you don't really know that you really sleep at the time and someone touch you, that is really completely sleeping. Okay? So hopefully Pale and the other don't go wake you up. We have some people very, very deep sleep, snore very loud, so we have to wake them up. Some people have that. So don't worry, okay, if in that the case. But the thing is that the point when you're having falling asleep in meditation, there are many ways to overcome. But first of all, most of the majority when falling asleep in meditation is concerned with the body, not the mind. Okay? The body could be, in this case, not have enough rest or having too much meal. Today we have a good fest. All kind of favorite foods are presenting on your table. So eating until your heart content. But when you come sit down and close your eyes, the body is still working very hard try to digest the food. So especially in this case on your stomach, when it try to digest the food, it bring the blood from the brain. Not the blood, the oxygen that circulate into the body to the brain, coming down to the stomach to digest. So in the end, as a result, not enough oxygen into the brain, falling asleep. Or in case if one, let's say, having don't have enough rest, it would result in this way. Or sitting in a room, meditation room, that very close room, don't have enough air. So also making you fall asleep. So these are the most 3 reasons causing one to falling asleep. So you might want to check. When you check this, you'll be able to realize one thing is, mostly when we are listening to me, or when you're listening to me or talking to someone or driving a car or go to work, these mostly require our attention outside of our body wherever we look. So we hardly bring our attention back to ourselves. So as the case, it's usually causing us unable to be aware of ourselves or what we are feeling or doing at the moment. So if you are notice yourself, am I having enough food, enough rest, or have enough oxygen in the room? This will be more observing of yourself. So when you close your eye to meditate, you're having this kind of skill to maintain your observation. That's one thing. I myself, when I was I did notice, but I hardly noticed it, but for many years though. When I was sitting in a van, every time when we travel from one place to a place, when I was sitting on the van, I don't last more than 5 or 10 minutes. I always like that. Or whenever I go into the plane, whenever the plane don't turn on the aircon yet, and before they start, I just falling asleep. Now I realize later when I practice more meditation, observe myself, I realize that, it's result of because inside the content, inside in the closed room, if the aircon doesn't work enough, we don't have enough oxygen. So our body just function to causing us to falling asleep or drowsy right away. That's how it is. So in his the same thing too when you can apply this in your daily life, especially in meditation. Okay? And now, as for relaxation, don't worry. If you don't, just 1 second or 2 seconds, if one don't practice quite often, the body are not used to it. Or if you are sitting in a new room, new place, your body, you don't feel comfortable with the environment, it will be quite difficult to adjust to. But when you experience practice more and more, it will be easier to adapt. So just take time, no need to rush. Most people, I taught in one of the guys online, I think he's from Africa. He said, whenever I want to meditate, I want to learn. He came with my session. I taught him online 5 sessions, but he came only 2 and he disappeared. So checking on his meditation experience when he said it all. I couldn't focus. And worse is, whenever I meditate, I feel my thought disturbing me. I don't think I could ever meditate anymore. And then he never come again. This is, I wouldn't say it's wrong, but it is kind of like disappointing, because when you are not really giving yourself time for the mind to rest, to experience some inner peace, you just give up along the way. And how can you progress in this way? But I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying that hopefully you all don't do that. Okay? Give yourself at least, if at one split second you experience that you feel good that you are doing this, at that split second, remember, that's showing that somewhere along your meditation practice, you have come to the right, correct way. But you just can't maintain it, that's all. So the more you practice, you will be able to maintain it better and better. So that requires some time. But if you don't feel unable to rest your mind or settle down at all, in this case, what you can do, simply don't close your eyes. Just open your eyes. Because at the time when we close our eyes, okay, the mind working. But when we open our eyes, the mind stop thinking. It's like that. But we have to work it the other way around. We close our eyes and stop the mind too. So that's how it is, because we are not used to it yet. But when we are used to it, when we do it at the right condition, the mind itself will surely come to be settled down more easier. Okay? But all in all, in this case, it's required on not only inside ourselves, but the outside too. Because we are not living alone. That's one thing. As humans, as social beings, sometimes we have to live with people. Sometimes we can be alone, but not all the time. Even the Buddhist monk too. If without someone to support, how can he live? So there will be time for him to go into town, go for alms round. But of course, at this time, we don't have alms round anymore. Of course, you may be wondering, how come the Buddhist monk have to go for alms round? In the morning, early, when no one waking up to come giving the food. Have you ever thought on that? Maybe you don't know at all. Okay, one thing. In the ancient time, the Buddhist monk usually go for alms round in the early morning before the sunrise. So people, they would wake up at that time giving him the food before they go to work. That's how it works. But why is it like that? Because in the past, they do not have electricity. So they have to work in the morning, get up in the morning, rise in the early morning, so they can work in the day as long as they can. When it's nighttime, they can come back home safely. So if the monk wants food, he has to go before they go to work. That's how it works. Okay? But now they have electricity and car. No one waking up that early unless you have to go into the city. So now it's time change and things adjust. So people come offering meal at the temple sometime or whenever they be convenient. But either way, as it is, so when you are living with people, sometimes there will be conflicts. All right? But today we're not going to talk about that. Today we're just wondering, how can we live with people that we love in harmony? Because maybe wondering too, as I mentioned earlier, right? That as a Buddhist monk, how can we giving the idea with the love when we have our teachings mention one that love or attachment is lead to suffering. Of course, we're not talking about Star Wars and stuff, So therefore, we're not the Jedi Knight, something like that. So therefore, we're not going to talk on that. But one thing we just want to know that when you are, there is a wisdom mentioned on this path too, that if one wants to live in harmony, there is a way to love and feel like that too. And that's the cause of love today, not generally like a man and woman alone, but also with parents, uncle, cousin, friends, and all of this. These are talking in general, okay? the story come into the one time in this. So I'm gonna having a little bit reference in Buddhism, but not that really deep. Okay, if you want to deep, just stay. Okay, so what happened in here is that there were once in the sutra mention of the parents named Nakula Pita Sutta. Okay, that's the reference. You can take a look in there. The Nakula is the name. Pita is mean father. Okay, Nakula is the name of this person. It doesn't say who is this person actually, but according to the scripture himself, the Buddha mentioned that this couple are the closest to him, most intimate to him. The story went down at one time when the Buddha himself went for alms round. What happened was he met this old man while he was walking on the street, and this old man just saw him crying very out loud, come to him, bow down to his feet, hug to his feet, and said, "Son, where have you been? Isn't it your duty as a son to looking after your parents when they get old? What take you so long? Why don't you come see me?" The Buddha just nod and don't say anything, so he follow. While his monk also follow him as well. Then they went to this man's home. Upon arriving at the home, another woman coming out from the home, assuming his wife. She also did the same thing, bowed down to his feet, crying very loud, and said, "Son, where have you been? What took you so long? Isn't it your duty to look after your parents when they get old?" The Buddha didn't say anything, so he offered a meal. The couple offered him his meal, and then he taught him the lesson a little bit about the cause of love. And after that, he went home. We're gonna talk on that later. But everyone was in the while they were with the Buddha. After they returned to the temple, they asked Buddha, "What happened? Aren't your father and mother were the king and the queen? These two are not. Are they mad or something?" Then the Buddha mentioned one thing, that in my previous existence, as I was the Bodhisattva, they used to be my parents for 500 births. So that's how they feeling close to me. And then later on they become some relatives and then further away. But now they have seen me again because they've been my father and mother for a long time. They feel close to me. Thus they call me their son, even though they are not in this present life. Okay, so as it is, what causing one to have love? As the Buddha showed on this sutta. Some people may be wondering too. But of course, have you ever had this kind of experience when you met someone? I think they have this word in English, love at first sight. You have that, right? This is one thing too to be mentioned. But also have hate at first sight. Have you ever had that? Same thing, if you have love, it have also the opposite. Okay? This is how it works. For the Buddha mentioned that for one person, for a couple, to have love each other, there must be two causes. Without one or another, love cannot bloom. So in Valentine's Day, in Buddhist view, it also have its view. For one to have a strong relationship, two cannot have without one, two, just two, and they are here. One, they both a couple, but living together from the previous existence. In other words, they have been meeting and being husband or lover, cousin, parents, relative, friend from the previous existence. For this case, we're talking about a couple. Okay, but for the parents, family member also mentioned on this, but in a different role. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is parents first. A couple, lover. Okay, so if they want to have love one another, they must be that role in the same position before, husband and wife, or a couple or a lover. But that's allow them to feel close to each other even though they are not spending that time together yet. But the second cause would be they must supporting each other in the present existence. The Buddha compared to this as the lotus that bloom. For a lotus to bloom, it requires two things. One is the mud. Second is the water. So either one of these two are mud or water. So if for a love to be strong and lasting and bloom, it needs know each other from the past and then supporting in the present. And that is how it works. But if one just feel love, but they do not living together in the present or don't stay or spending time together, it won't be bloom. It just only fade to be distant. Just like in the last story I like to present. Faith is what brought us together. This is not Buddhism anymore. Okay, that's story. There was once a young girl and a young man are engaged together. They're loving each other. And thus they are about to marry each other very soon, so they get engaged. But then a month after, a woman changed her mind. Not because of her parents forcing her to marry. She married someone else. Without meeting and spending time with him not that long, then she married, causing the young man to feel very hurt and heartbroken. And so, he couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep. You can feel, you know that, right? How heartbroken it is. So when you cannot eat, you can sleep. The young man feeling very ill. And then not only just a few days, many months passed. He lying on the bed waiting for himself to die. One day, there was a monk go for alms round. He saw the young man lie next to the window, feeling pity. He wanted to help. So he went to knock on the door of that young man. And a servant coming out and told the monk that, "Venerable sir, we are not giving alms to you today. Please go to the next home." The monk replied, "Well, I am not here for that reason. I saw on the window that your master is ill. Maybe I can help because I know some of the medicine I know how to treat." The servant said, "Well, let me ask the permission first." So he went back to ask the young man. The young man, he don't feel he wanted to meet anyone. He was very, disturbed by this heartbroken feeling. But then he said, "Well, if you want to come, let him come." So the monk coming in, sitting next to the young man on the bed, while the servant went to fetch him the water. The monk said, "Wow, you really have it hard, don't you?" The young man don't say anything. "Well, it is bound to happen." Then the young man don't really pay attention. Then he looked at himself, reflection on the mirror next to his bed. Upon looking at the mirror, what he saw was himself in the image. Then the image began to change to while he was there was a woman lying on the sand next to the beach, on the beach, yes. And there was a man seeing a woman lying on the beach naked, like a dead body. He was disgusted, then he just walk away from her without paying attention or help or do anything. Then there was another young man coming in. He saw her body, her dead body. He feeling pity for her. So he take off his shirt and cover her body as a way that he want to do something for her. But that's all he can do. Then he left. But then not long after that, there was another man coming in. With deep regret and pity in his heart, he dug the sand with his both hands and buried her with his hand and then do her the proper funeral rite. Then he left. And then eventually, not long after that, the reflection in the mirror began to change on the dead body of the girl, begin to be his girlfriend. And then he saw himself realizing that the second man who giving her the shirt is him. Why the third man who buried her is the one who married her in this present. After that, he began to cough, and the blood coming out from his mouth, the bad blood that not good for his body coming out. Then the monk said, well, you have survived. Now you will be better. Then the monk get up and left. Now the man realized that because he has faith with her, just only for a moment, because he only put the cloth to cover her body, while the other man who married her, he helping her the best of he can until the end and do the funeral rite for her. And that's how they have faith brought them together and part. So that's in this conclusion story today is that no matter how close one were, if they do not have faith to each other, love could never be bloomed. But if there is, no matter how far apart, they will come and seek each other, and love can be bloomed again too. So that's, if you want to know how one can cause love in Buddhist view, two causes. One, they must have been together in the past. In the present, for the second cause, they're taking care of each other, and that's how it blooms. And that's how it is at the story today. For informations, then what would be the quality of a couple to have a last and longer relationship? Maybe for next time. Okay, we can talk about that too. See, this month is about Valentine, the month of love. But hey, next week, let's not talk about Valentine. Even though it's Valentine, it's also full moon too. So next week, our Venerable Nicholas will be presenting on the full moon today for that. So come join us on this full moon, and I think, yeah, you don't have to bring your candle. We have a candle over here, so that is fine. So you can bring yourself just ready for our inner peace time. In case you may be wondering, why should we meditate on the full moon? Come together like this. Consider this. The full moon is considered as the brightest night of the month, and it's only once a month. And according to my master, someone asked him, and he answered quite straightforward. When you meditate on the full moon, it has strange power to bring your mind to peace easier than any other day. So come join us if you have time. Make yourself same time, same day on Tuesday. Okay. So last but not least, let me go for our announcement for today. Okay. For those of you who are interested to practice meditation, we also having session on Zoom. So on Zoom, we will be opening Zoom session on every Saturday night from 7 to 8 p.m. 1 hour. And there will be Venerable Nicholas, but he will be on full moon only. Venerable Sander, he is in Netherlands. Me and Venerable Ronapop, we don't have enough room to put in the picture, so you can imagine his face. Okay, so we will switching turn and taking our turn teaching in our Zoom room, DMEU. Okay, every Saturday, this is the room. And in case this also available for you too on Thursday and Tuesday if you cannot come, but you want to listen to the discourse and meditate with the group anyway at home. But recommend to come at home. The temple is better. I mean, if you really can't come, that will be for the case. Okay? Why? You can feel now when you meditate alone, it's different than meditate with a group. Inner peace, when the mind are peace, when it expands, it can resonate each other and attract more power to be easier in inner peace. Okay, so that is the benefit of meditate in the group. And this is the Zoom room. For more information, you can take the photo over there in the information board. Okay. Next, like I mentioned earlier, on Tuesday, full moon 15. Tuesday, February 15. Okay, here or in Zoom, but here will be better. And for those who are, man, If you have time, maybe you want to consider go deeper into meditation practice, live a simple life, live as a Buddhist monk for a short period of time on June 4th to July 3rd. But please note, if it's COVID strike again, I don't want to mention this, but I heard they have found a new COVID-22, not 19. What's going to happen, don't know. But hopefully everything is all right. But anyway, if it's subject to change, but if you have time, mark for a schedule on this. 2 weeks or 1 month, it's up to you. Okay? This is the program. And those who are looking for a book, if you are new, want to find about how to meditate. Venerable Nicholas also written part of how to meditate and benefit of meditation on this book, The Healing Power of Meditation, written by Miss La Nimit, who is also run the meditation center in United States, Alabama State, where I also taught over there last year, and Venerable Nicholas as well. So, checking this out. It's all on sale on Amazon, both in Kindle and paperback. All the income from this selling will be donated to the meditation center in United States across the country. Okay. And if you want to meditate with me, I also run the YouTube program on my channel every day, Monday to Friday in the afternoon. Or you can check back, meditate yourself at any time on this Facebook. This is my channel, Facebook, Great Teaching Monk, or on YouTube channel, GTM, Great Teaching Monk. Check that out if you have time. Also available in podcast and Spotify, and that's how it is. Hopefully, hope to see you again next time. Before we part today, is there anyone have questions? There's still 5 minutes remaining times.
If you have any questions, you can raise your hands up.
Anyone? Or after, it's fine too, personal. It's open, okay? All right. So, if not, maybe. Oh, yes, I should give you the blessing before we part today, right? Okay. Well, as a Buddhist traditions, in order to receive the blessing, we kindly ask you if you feel comfortable to gently place your hand in this manner and bring your attention back to yourself around your abdomen or any point that you like to focus. At the end of the blessing, you can say sadhu as a way to accepting. It means thank you or appreciate. Okay? By the power of meditation practice that we have come together at this place, meditate at the same time, same place. May the positivity and inner peace that we found bring us happiness in our life. May us all be free from all harms and dangers. May this goodness and positivity power protect us from all kinds of dangers and COVID-19 of all kinds. Wherever we go, may we be happy and be welcomed by all the people. And whenever we have chance, come back to meditate by ourselves or with the community, with the group again. May we attain inner peace in the present and maintain it until we are reaching everlasting happiness more and more very, very soon. Okay.
Saranam